Hi guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel, Living Crowned and Confident. I am T, and I am your host for this new series, well, for the YouTube channel, but for this new series that we are doing. It's called 7 Days of Love, Loving God's Way. And I want to first apologize because yesterday I was supposed to get the second video, day 2, out, and I was not able to do that. So I want to apologize, but in that apology, I also want to show you, as today is directed to single parents, I am not a single parent. However, I have been a single parent. So this that I'm about to say as to why it didn't come out yesterday, I just want you to take hold of this and grasp onto it and know and understand that when you're not able to do something, do not beat yourself up because you're not able to do it when you wanted to do it. Don't beat yourself up because you didn't do it how you thought that you were going to do it. Don't beat yourself up. So I had to do hair yesterday when I got off work, and my schedule was full. And because my schedule was full, I worked yesterday. I opened, and then of course I had some other things to do after I got off work, and then I did hair. So in doing that, I needed to not overload myself. So like I said, in doing that, I wasn't going to overload myself, and I know the assignment that God has given me to do, but I also know the capacity that he has given me to do the assignment within. So in that, I just want to encourage you, as today is geared towards single parents. In that, I want to encourage you to do the assignment, but don't overload yourself in trying to complete the assignment. Start the assignment. Do what it is that he has called you to do. Act in swift obedience. Move the way that he has called you to move. Do the thing that he has called you to do. But don't overload yourself. Don't overwhelm yourself. And don't try to put more onto your plate than what you can take in. Think of it like an actual plate, and how your plate is in sections. And if you're putting too much of something on the plate, you're going to be full. And if you're going to try to stuff yourself, eventually it's going to come up. It's either going to come up, or it's going to make you feel like you're just so weighted down that you can't move, like you're so weighted down and you can't do anything. So I just want to encourage you, and this is not just for single parents, but for parents in general. Even if you're not a parent, for you in general, whatever it is that God has called you to do, know that he's going to give you a specific capacity to not go beyond that capacity. Don't try to strain yourself and say, well, I wanted to do this or I wanted to do that. He knows your heart. He's giving you the assignment. He knows all things anyway. So don't try to work outside of the capacity that he has given you. And as today is geared towards single parents, I just wanted to open with that and give you all that encouragement because, and like I said, it may not just be for single parents, but take what is for you. And even if it's not for you, pass it along to someone else. But I wanted to give that encouragement to not overload. Don't overextend your capacity. The capacity that God has given you to work within, you do the assignment, you set your goals, and you do what it is that God has called you to do. But don't overextend, don't overwhelm, don't over push what it is, the capacity that he has given you. Just don't do it. It's not going to be good for you on the end part, and it's going to show him that he can't trust you with staying in the lines of the capacity. So today, as I said, is geared towards single parents. So single parents, when Valentine's Day starts to come around, we know that, as I said yesterday, in day 1, we know that the world paints this picture of love and how love is plastered in so many different ways to us to look like something. But if we stand true to this and who God has called us to be, and loving and within the guidelines that God has called us to love within, then we won't overwhelm ourselves. Then we won't try to overextend ourselves. Then we won't try to step outside of those guidelines. We won't try to look for love where love is not happening. We won't try to welcome love where love is not supposed to come in. Now, with that being said, we are supposed to love everyone. It's in here. You're supposed to love everyone no matter what. Even beyond their circumstances, you're still supposed to love them with the love of Christ. However, when I say welcome a love that's not welcomed in, that means trying to hold on to something, trying to force something, trying to make something more than what it's supposed to be, trying to grab onto something that's out of your reach. You're overextending yourself. You're pushing beyond your means. You're pushing beyond your limits. And 9 times out of 10, single parents is who does that because they just want that help. They want that companion. They want that person there to say, I have somebody here to help me. But if you're grabbing onto what's not for you and you're doing it outside of the guidelines of God, then you're holding on to extra baggage, ultimately, is what you're doing. So I just want to encourage you that if you're a single parent and you're in this season of love right now, love is every season. Love goes around all times of the year. It's not just one time a year. So even if you're not a single parent, but as I said, today is geared towards single parents, but even if you're not a single parent and maybe you are not a parent at all and you're just trying to have that companion, I want you to go and seek God and know and understand that He has what you need. He has what you want. He knows what you need. But if you're trying to step outside of what it is that He has for you, it's not going to be good for you in the end, like I said. So our scripture for today is Isaiah 54:7. And that scripture says, for a brief moment, I abandoned you, but with a deep compassion, I will bring you back. So no matter what the circumstance is and how you became a single parent, I want to give you this encouragement that as you see people passing out cards, as you see people giving out gifts, as you social media plasters, oh, well, you got to give this gift or you got to give that gift. You got to do this, you got to do that just because of one day. But God gave us the ultimate gift. And this is going back to Christmas, but God gave us the ultimate gift for all year. It doesn't have to be just one day. So as you're holding on to that, know that in this, for a brief moment, you might feel like God left you. For a brief moment, you might feel like you're overwhelmed. For a brief moment, you might feel like, oh, all of this is on me. But if you take a moment to just breathe, take in everything of Him and let out everything that is not of Him, take in all of the positivity and let out all of the negativity, you can extend something far beyond just a gift to your children. You're extending something far beyond just a gift to yourself. You're showing God that you can trust me with the assignment that you've given me, because most people don't see single parenting as an assignment. But you're in a season of an assignment. That's an assignment that He has given you. God knows all things. So if you have children and if He has gifted you with children, then that's a gift. Utilize that gift. Take hold to that gift. Grasp onto that gift and make sure that you're not neglecting that gift. Make sure that you're not overwhelming yourself through that gift. Make sure that you are stewarding that gift. And in stewarding, it's letting you know that God, you might feel like He's left you, like I said, for a brief moment. You might feel like He's abandoned you for a moment. But trust and believe that after that moment is over, picture a time clock and how you're looking at a time clock and how maybe from 12 to 1, you're feeling like when the clock goes from 12 to 1, you're feeling like you're by yourself. But then at 1 o'clock, that companion comes in. And I'm not saying companion as like a person, but God, trust and believe that He's going to come back in and He's going to, make sure that you have what you need to care for your children. He's going to make sure that you have what you need to care for yourself. Because ultimately, if you don't have what you need to care for yourself, then quite naturally, you're not going to be able to care for someone else. So He's going to make sure that you have what you need, but it's up to you to grab on to what it is that He has for what you need to go on with this journey. Single parenting is not a deficiency. Single parenting is not a deficit. Single parenting is not taking away from you. It's not saying that there's something wrong with me. It's not saying, and I have been a single parent before, so I know and I understand. It's not saying there's something wrong with me. It's not saying that I'm not worthy of having a companion. It's saying God is sitting me down for the time being so that I can see the love that he's creating for me within me. And if I can't see the love that he's creating within me, then I'm not going to be able to see the love that he's going to bring me from somebody else. So in that moment, until he brings you a companion, you grab hold of your children, and you trust and know that he's going to make sure that you have what you need. Single parenting might feel overwhelming because you're doing it all by yourself. But if you do it God's way, you're not doing it all by yourself. If you take a step back and you go back to the drawing board and you say, okay, God, how can I do this your way? How can I map out my day to please you? How can I surrender my plans over to you? How can I surrender my schedule over to you? Help me to come up with a format. Help me to come up with something that will help me better myself. And in me bettering myself, it stabilizes my mind. In me stabilizing my mind, I'm able to better care for my children. And when I'm able to see the love of God within myself, I'm able to extend that to my children. And until my companion comes, even after my companion comes, I'm still extending that to my children. But no matter what, I'm still seeing the love of God within it all. Whether a companion comes or whether a companion doesn't come, I always have God as the head of my life. This is for a single mom, a single dad, a single whoever. A grandparent might be raising their children. For a single whoever. Even if you feel like you could feel like you're married but single. However it is, whatever it is, take it back to the drawing board. Whatever it is, for whatever your single is in this season, take it back to the drawing board and ask God to help you map out, how can I do this? How can I better see the love that you're trying to show me through this situation? How can I better understand what it is that you want me to know through this situation? God, extend my wisdom within this situation. Extend my knowledge within this situation. Help me to be an extension of you. Help me to be an extension of your love. Help me to be an extension of your light. Help me to be an extension and do it within your will and within your way. And then another scripture that I want to encourage you with is Psalm 66 and 19. Psalm 66 and 19. And it says, but God has surely listened. I'm going to go back to 18 actually. If I had cherished sin in my heart, the Lord would not have listened. But God has surely listened and has heard my prayer. But God has surely listened and has heard my prayer. And then verse 20 says, praise be to God who has not rejected my prayer or withheld his love from me. So that's just an added encouragement that he's not going to reject his love from you. As long as you're open and willing to doing things his way, as long as you're open and willing to surrendering things over to doing it his way, his guidelines, by his rules, by his word, and being a light that ultimately leads back to him and his pathway, and the narrow pathway, as long as you stay within all of that, he's not going to neglect his love from you. And even if you tend to stray away from that, I don't want to say tend to stray away. Even if you happen to stray away from that, know and understand that he's still not neglecting his love from you. He's still standing there with his arms wide open, waiting for you to come back to him. So in this season, in this single season, whatever is your single in this season, maybe you're a single parent. Maybe you're a single person working on your business. Like you're feeling like you're by yourself working on your business. You feel like you're single in your assignment. Whatever the single is in your season, know and understand that God has not left you. He's still standing there waiting for you to come back to him, waiting for you to draw back to him, waiting for you to come back so that you can go back to the drawing board, so that you can ultimately do it his way. I hope and pray that this has encouraged someone on today. Like I said in the beginning, when God gives you an assignment, he also gives you a capacity to stay within in doing that assignment. So don't try to step outside of the bounds of that capacity that he is giving you. When he gives you the assignment, he knows what you're capable of doing. He knows how you can maneuver. He knows if you need to switch around something. And if you feel like he doesn't know, sit with him long enough to hear him. A conversation goes two ways. So if I'm talking to a person in front of me and I'm just talk, eventually they're going to get up and walk away and say, well, you're not giving me a time to talk, so you might as well talk to yourself. And I'm not saying that God's going to get up and leave you, but what I'm saying is give him time to answer you back. Give him time to speak back to you. Don't just go and dish it all and then get up. Give him time to speak back to you. And I promise you, he will show you a better way. So I hope and pray that something that I have said today has encouraged you. There is a declaration and it will be left in the description box. If this has encouraged you, please leave in the comment section what spoke to you today. And stay tuned for day 3. Will actually be posted a little later today, but day 3 today will be posted. So I love you all, and I hope and pray that you are sharing the love of God.